Today, you're something special.
Yeah, so I'm inside the Mercedes-Benz V300D, the new one, the updated one.
Just a quick question. How many seater?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seater.
And how many kids have you got?
0.
Makes a lot of sense. How magnificent is that car?
Looks very beautiful. I love it. I love the outgoing model. This one, I just love it even more. Even it has those Maybach style wheels. Initially, I was not a fan of those wheels, but seeing them in person now, I was like, you know what, I actually do like these Maybach wheels. I think that's now like a status symbol nowadays. If you can afford, especially the one I'm driving, if you can afford that, it just screams you have money.
What is that going at?
Just above 2 million rand.
Just above 2 million. That is incredible. But I see the value. You've got a 7-seater. You've got a Mercedes.
Yeah.
You've got a top quality car there.
There's people that will always say, but you have the Staria, there's the Volkswagen T6, all those things. But guys, honestly speaking, you can get into all those other vehicles, right? But when you get into the Mercedes-Benz V300, you'll understand why those cost 2 million. It's 2 million rand. That's a whole million rand more than the cars I just mentioned, and you actually understand why it costs that amount of money. So the things that it has, like you'll understand why it costs so much.
Isn't it easier just to say what it doesn't have? It's got everything.
The only thing it doesn't have is keyless entry, and that's something that I don't understand why. It doesn't have keyless entry. This new one has keyless start, but doesn't have keyless entry.
So it doesn't have keyless entry. So what, you're still using a remote control?
Yeah, the key to open the car.
That is very, very interesting.
Yes.
Performance-wise, what are we looking at?
Performance-wise, I think we're looking closer to 190 kilowatts, if I'm not
190,
mistaken.
that's
So
power.
in and around there, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, I'll put the correct on the screen. And it does feel good. Like I know it's a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel, and it does go. Like if you see those cars on the road, just be cautious when approaching it, because it can show you something that you don't really expect it to do.
Now let's go back 10 or 15 years. If you said a volume seller in a range will be a bust, you wouldn't even have, you would have said the guy's mental,
Yeah,
correct?
100%.
Today, is it a volume seller for Mercedes?
Yeah, for me, 100%. Mercedes doesn't publish which car sells the most, but
believe
obviously
so.
because we live, we can see what's on the roads more. That bus is what you see on the roads a lot. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class, and it's built in the country. You see that a lot on the road. So I'd like to believe it's a volume seller, because also with the V-Class is that even if you go to a dealership, any Mercedes-Benz dealership, and you order one, you're not going to get it. You have to wait. There's a waiting period for that car. And second-hand dealerships or private dealers, they don't have that bus. I went to Wheelie. I was just going to look at some
No
cars.
chance.
Went to Wheelie. It wasn't there. As I was entering Wheelie, because the guy saw me pull up with the car. He's like, "Hi, can I buy that off you?" I'm like, "No."
Amazing.
I'm like, "No." He's like, "I'll give you 2 million rand." I'm like, "No." I just didn't say it's not mine. I just said no. So definitely believe the V-Class is a volume seller for Mercedes alongside the C-Class.
Keep it for Change Cars. We are the face and voice of motoring podcasts in South Africa.